In this video, we're going to talk to the two Chris's here who have generated over 7 figures with YouTube ads for a coaching and consulting business in the German market. And so guys, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure, Shash, thanks for having us. My name is Christopher Schauf. I'm the head of growth for Thorsten Kreutz Consulting. And yeah, like you said, we made over 7 figures in just 4 months actually with a new business, solely relying on YouTube ads.
And so you're basically the head of growth, and the other Christopher R over here, you're the media buyer who's actually been generating all these leads with YouTube ads.
Yeah, I'm the media buyer from Thorsten Kreutz, and in the last, I think it was 8-10 months, till I was in your coaching, I spent it, I think 400K. I get better and better and better because of you, and yeah, that was nice. And now I'm a really good, okay media buyer, and yeah.
No, really good is a fair assessment. The caveat is that before Christopher Risso worked on our Facebook ads, he was a media buyer, a very good one, but he had no prior experience with YouTube ads. And the first thing we did was to buy your coaching, and he rapidly developed as a media buyer, now getting booked by international companies to do speeches on YouTube advertising, which I think is a great development.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So why don't you guys describe what basically the business that you guys work for, what it does?
Sure. We kind of have 2 areas. The first one is for people who are in the beginning of their online business, who either have no business at all or have an established offline business. That could be coaches. We have a lot of therapists, people with special skills and special experience, but who don't know how to attract the right clients through online marketing, who may have burned already some of their precious money trying to figure out how marketing works, and who are sick and do not want to be these typical scream in your face advertisers, with shiny cars, who love their job, really want to help people and who want to be authentic. So we help them to create a very easy way to attract the right kind of clients that help them grow their business in an authentic way, just doing what they already love doing. And then because our founder, Thorsten Kreutz, has a lot of experience scaling complex business models, like he did with his own. I think in 2015, he spent more on advertising than the number 3 and 4 on the German-speaking market alone. The only company that has spent more on Google display ads in this year was, I think, Amazon or Otto, like one of the giant companies. And so we help people to really scale the business to 6 and 7 figures in this regard. So these are the 2 areas where we basically work.
Got it. So you have basically a lower ticket offer for people who are just starting out, kind of helping them get started with their online business. And then you essentially have a done video service where you actually help these 6 and 7 figure businesses scale to the next level, get out of their own way, and basically be able to delegate and systemize their business.
Exactly. And I think what really sets us apart from a lot of other companies is that we have, I don't know how, but Thorsten, has our CEO, has the ability to attract talent like no one else and see really the potential. Like, I have not had the experience of a head of growth. I had my own agency and consultancy, helping companies to find and attract the right talent. And Christopher Risso worked as a media buyer for Facebook for some of the big names in Germany, like Christian Bischoff, just to name a few. And yeah, to really find and nurture talent. And we have amazing people working as coaches and consultants with our clients.
That is really cool. And how did you guys decide to get into YouTube ads for growing this brand?
Thorsten already had experience because he built one of the best webinar trainings on the German-speaking market. I would say the best after watching it, but as part of the team, that sounds a little bit weird. And also for YouTube training. So he knew that YouTube ads even though it might be a little bit trickier than other traffic sources, is the best way to really scale fast. Like if you hit gold with YouTube ads, it is way easier to scale. And if you have one good creative, it lasts way longer than it's doing on other channels like Facebook, where you have smaller audiences and it tires out way quicker.
Yeah, that's my experience as well. With YouTube ads, it's a little bit trickier to figure it out. But once you have product market fit and your ads are hitting, those ads can run for a while. And we've seen ads run for years, right? We've seen really great ads often perform well for 6 months, 1 year, and even I think in one case it was like 4 years. So that's the great thing about YouTube is it's a little tricky to figure it out, but once you find something that works, that scale is just incredible. And I'm curious, so you basically, with this new coaching offer and the Done With You offer, you guys decided, okay, we're gonna try YouTube ads. And obviously Chris over here, you had the Facebook ads experience. How did you guys end up finding my program? How did that happen?
That is a funny question because I cannot remember. And while you asked, I was quickly going back to Telegram to figure it out. But I think it was actually Thorsten who recommended it. I just see the messages where I said like it's a very cool landing page and that I bought the course. But cool. I have an association that someone said that this guy really knows his shit about YouTube ads and that we should get your course to get Christopher Ristow in the YouTube advertising game.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love how you guys invested in basically helping Chris kind of do a better job. That's really cool because what we've seen a lot with our program especially is kind of like media buyers go to the founders and say, hey, I want to buy this program, and they get in. And usually, sometimes the founders are like, no, you don't need a course. But then the people who actually end up getting in, they get good ROI. So it's good to always invest in your team. That's what we try to do, right? Like at Linx, we built the course because we wanted to train our own media buyers, right? Because we were hiring media buyers, bringing them into the agency and realizing that, hey, we need a centralized place where they can come through and learn our media buying tactics without us having to coach like every single day, like get them that foundation. And obviously with that, provide some additional coaching to really improve their skill sets. But you kind of needed that system, and that's how we came up with that idea.
You always need that. Like if you don't reinvest in yourself, you will have the blindfolds and you will not grow as fast as you could. And as for myself, because Christopher said that his goal is to become a good media buyer for Facebook, to now sit here and to have the success we have with YouTube ads, which is mind-boggling. We sometimes pay 10 euros for a conversion for products ranging from 6,000 to 40 or even up to 100,000 euros. So this is mind-blowing.
Yeah, so you guys are making a really high return in the German market.
Yes,
we are
very happy
really
with
cool.
how YouTube ads work for us.
That is really cool. And how many, in terms of the YouTube ads itself, is it Thorsten who's making the video ads, or do you have a spokesperson? How are you guys doing the creative side?
Yeah, this is with Thorsten so far. He is the name and face of the brand. And we have a little bit of an advantage because he is not a mid-20 someone. He is actually, someone who is respectable. He has the gray hair and he has an authentic, natural charisma that is just something we love to utilize.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point, because a lot of the gurus you see out there doing YouTube ads, they're like the guys in their 20s and they're, they have the Lamborghini and they're flashy, but they don't really have that authority or credibility, and they don't have that much experience with business either. So when you have somebody who's a little bit older and they're kind of speaking from experience, that's really powerful.
But what I actually, Christopher, because you are the guy who is working with our creatives, and what we really learned is how important creative is. It is something that I actually learned through your course as well, because of course, Christopher is not the only one taking a look at the course, that the creative on YouTube is really, really important. Christopher, what would you say is the biggest thing you discovered about our creatives? Is there any pattern or something you noticed?
I think the most valuable point in our creatives are the editings. And yeah, I think some of many important points was the editing and to testing really much audiences. To test really much audience and creatives. I think that's the two important points.
Something you said in your course, you know, the first thing you need to figure out, and it's also something we do with our clients. Like the first thing you need to figure out is the offer, and the offer needs to be really good, so the funnel has actually the chance to convert.
Yeah. And I think on the ad side, so 20% is the most important point. Really good creatives, and to test very much audiences. When the funnel is shitty, So that's more important, is important too. But on the ad side, I think these two ones are the most important points.
Got it. Yeah, I've definitely just found that as well. Is the key to YouTube ads is obviously number one, great offer and funnel. Number two, really test a lot of creatives, get a lot of editing done, make variations. That's kind of what we've been doing. Is we just have a big team of editors, right? And they're literally making like 10 variations of ads, right? Shorter ads, longer ads, different background music, like have different types of edits. Like with the editing, that's really important because you're able to get variations and you're able to test different types of pacing, different types of music, and that really can improve the results, which obviously you guys are seeing as well. And then the targeting as well, right? Like you have to just test a lot of different audiences. You don't know what's going to work until you actually test it. That's what we've seen, because YouTube, with Google and YouTube, there's just so many different targeting options that you have to really go through that testing process of testing custom intent, custom affinity, keywords, topic, affinity audiences. I'm curious, what have been the best audiences for you guys?
For us, it was in-market audiences. I know one campaign with one good ad. It was just spending ad spend. I scaled it up to, I think, 700, 800 euros per day. About maybe 600. And it was getting leads for a good price. And yeah, I just did nothing instead of just increase the budget to 20% per day. And yeah, so it was in market, and one topic campaign was really good, and topic was really to scale. And yeah, that's two ones was the best. But I know in my experience, some keyword campaign and custom affinity campaign was good too, but not that long, just for 1-2 months.
Yeah, that's something we've seen in smaller countries, or in, I guess, the US, right? Like it's so huge, so keyword and custom intent affinity can work really good. While I think in places like Germany, the bigger audiences like topics and other broad audiences can do extremely well. In-market audiences, obviously, and that's in-markets worked really well for us in e-commerce, especially. And it has also done pretty decently with info products. That's really interesting. So one really important question. You guys scaled to 7 figures. This is a new business, right?
Yes, it is.
What are the biggest roadblocks you had while scaling so fast? Because you said literally in a matter of months, you guys got to 7 figures with this offer.
You mean the roadblocks to scale, or the roadblocks we experience after scaling?
I mean, both. Yeah.
Yeah. So one was definitely the creative game. Like we learn now that creatives are super important, and the more love we pour into that, the more love we receive, or to speak, the more revenue we make, the better prices we get. But in the beginning, we were I don't know why, too reluctant. And it's not easy, especially if you're a personal brand, which means you have to pick up your phone or a camera and to record. It is not for everyone. And to get to the point where we have a pretty much good process to get new ads, to get to good editing, that was probably the biggest roadblock. And also you need to have a really good sales to get the cash flow that you need to scale, because YouTube ads can do that for you, but you have to fuel them. And this is something that we notice. We also see that with a lot of our clients. And so that is why one of the first things we do with beginning customers is that we train them how to close, because you need the money to put it back into your advertising. But on the upside, if you have figured it out, if you have the right combination of the audience, the offer, and the creative, then you can really get things rolling.
And what were the obstacles after you scaled?
Probably team, like to have the right people to really work with the clients, to adjust to the structures you need to have so your clients can really excel. We have already talked about in a private conversation that I think what we do different, even though we are not perfect by any means, no one is. And if someone promises you that they are perfect and everything is great, they are liars or bad marketers. But we really care. Like, we talk so much about our clients. If things are not going well, we are talking about how we can improve things. Can we get different experts? We just now we involved an expert for LinkedIn paid marketing in our coaching team, because we figured out that this is very important for our clients. And the coaching team, the leadership team, we sit on together in the evenings, and we really talk about how to improve our product, our services for our clients. And as a co-founder and member of the leadership team, this is incredibly exhausting, because you need the manpower in your team to excel at what you are doing. But the more moving parts you have, with the complexity of like a human, the more energy it takes. So now most of my day is really managing my team, which I love. To work with people like Christopher, who are brilliant in what they're doing, and it is joy, but it takes a lot of energy as well, and you have to be prepared. And this is something we do with our clients as well. Like, we help them to create the structures so you can actually scale and grow your business through the marketing, also through the team, attract the right talent.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Building a great team is such a difficult process. And then you have to obviously train them and then coach them. And you gotta, it doesn't happen overnight, which is obviously that becomes an obstacle to scale, because, you go to 0 to 7 figures. You're not going to find people for day one going to be able to run it over. It's going to take some training. So that's always going to be a part of scaling, is how to get people onboarded and trained in a way that you're not slowing down growth too much, but also you're not, imploding, because a business that implodes is not going to be sustainable. And so to finish off this interview, I had a couple more questions. Number one would be, if somebody's on the edge about joining the program, they're thinking about it, maybe they're, it's a little expensive, what would you tell them?
Do it. If you are really, so from my perspective, if you want to do yourself, if you want to do it to improve your media buyer, to train a media buyer, just do it. Like, compared to both the value and what you can have on the market else, it is incredible. Like, you're not going to charge us backwards, but I would have paid you double for what you made us able to do. Like, we could not have done this without Christopher Rister becoming such a great media buyer in such a quick amount of time, little amount of time, through your training. So it was one of the best investments we did in this business. that's my point as a head of growth. I don't know what you say as the media buyer, Christopher.
I think it was the best decision on the business side. And yeah, I just, whoever want to learn with a structure and rational YouTube ads, I really recommend your course, your coaching.
I really appreciate it. And how can people find out more about your program and your coaching? Because I have a lot of German basically followers on this channel. If they want to scale their business, how do they reach out to you guys?
That's a great question. Actually, they can come into our marketing show. That is a format we do every week, where we talk about learnings we had in our marketing, and we also give participants the chance to get a free coaching, free consultancy by us. So that is a great way to observe or even experience working with us. And if you go on marketingshow.de, so the German ending, de, you can actually get yourself a free spot, a free ticket, and then join us when we and the team and Thorsten, we do a little bit of magic in the marketing and business building.
That's awesome. So guys, go check that out. It's marketingshow.de. We'll have a link below to go check out basically it's a free workshop, right? Like they go in and get help, and basically you guys teach them marketing. And so yeah, guys, I appreciate you jumping on the call. Congratulations again on being able to do over 7 figures with YouTube ads. You guys are going to be getting your award in the mail soon. It's already being created by basically the company that makes the awards. And yeah, once again, congratulations. And if you guys are interested in joining the program and getting 7-figure results and really improving your YouTube ads, there will be a link below to join the program and get a free demo so you get to see what's inside. And I'll see you in the next video.